I'm just some ghoul, and this is my channel where I create content about anything I want. So I wanted to start my Japanuary videos off with an appreciation video of all the little things that I noticed and appreciated that are unique to Japan, or at least these things are not present in Canada, to my knowledge. This is a list of the silly little things that I like about Japan, the minute nuances, not the broader cultural aspects, so just be aware of that as I lead you into the first topic, which is bathrooms. Now, you're probably thinking that I'm going to say I loved the fact that the standard in Japan are bidets over toilets. Well, you would be wrong. Bidets are okay, but I didn't use the functions on them personally. It just made me more wet, more places than I needed to be, which didn't curb my consumption of toilet paper. So the whole thing was a bit moot. The heated seats are a good idea in theory, but rarely in practice while I was there. The last thing I wanted was a warm butt after being on the subway, cramped and hot and wearing a mask. No, actually, my favorite parts about their bathrooms were little things that made stuff more practical. There were little plastic bits on the drains that made the water flow more efficiently if the sink would have hit capacity and drained slower. Some of the mirrors were heated, so when I took a steamy shower, which there are no other kinds of showers, fight me. Anyway, the mirrors wouldn't get foggy. But most of all, this isn't a comment on the bathroom itself so much as the culture around using the bathroom, I guess, but I actually got to take baths in every hotel room that I went to, if I wanted. There was almost always an optimal water line on the tub, or just taps that would autofill the tub to a certain point so you don't have to keep checking on it, and you could just walk away. But the fact that I could even have a bath was a huge thing for me. I don't know how hotels are in other countries, but in Canada, all the hotels, or most of the hotels, have bathtubs, but none of the goddamn hotels let you use them. They take away the drain plugs and will not hand them out because they actually don't want to pay for the water usage. In Japan, they didn't gatekeep me from having baths, and that was awesome, especially because I needed them to soak my feet from all the walking. Although bathrooms in Japan are compact, they get a big thumbs up from me for several reasons. Next on my list is recycling. We'll get to talking about Japan's recycling protocols in another video, but I would like to say that at the very least, because they have a big culture around vending machines and portable drinks, when they say they want you to properly recycle your bottles, you have to pull the label off. And guess what? The labels are all designed to come off super easy, with pull tabs and everything. This might sound crazy, but maybe the bar really is just that low, that water bottle labels that are easily removable are exciting to me. How many times have you tried taking a label off of something? Anything from a bottle label to like a price sticker, that it is both difficult and probably rips on you, and leaves behind a really gross residue. Well, not in Japan anyway. Another small detail was that their elevators are very smooth. In fact, all of their transportation modes are pretty darn smooth, from the escalators to the subway lines, especially the bullet trains. And lastly, I love that Japanese people don't jaywalk. Even if there's no cars coming and it's only a small strip, people will wait until the light turns green. And when you are crossing at your designated time as a pedestrian, I was never afraid that a car was going to hit me because they couldn't wait to go, like the maniacs here in North America. If you know me, jaywalking is a huge particular pet peeve of mine. Sure, people can do it semi-responsibly, but where I live, people will actively jaywalk 10 feet from the designated crossing spot on Main Street, and they will do it blind. Just walk out from behind a vehicle and expect cars to slam on the brake, or they'll do it in plain sight, but actively choose not to look for oncoming traffic. Like, it's not their fault if they get hit. That's not how good pedestrian behavior works. I would know. I've only ever been a pedestrian. On that note, I should mention how accessible Japan is for foot traffic. It was super easy to walk wherever we needed to, and I don't think we ever waited more than 10 minutes for a train if we had to go somewhere further. And the transportation wasn't just plentiful, it was punctual. Always on time and leaving on the minute that it was intended. Sure, sometimes there were delays, but it never felt like a delay. because there was always another option to get on instead. So my travels never got held up anyway. Also, side note, the bus drivers in Gunma have balls of steel. Like, oh my god. The greatest show of technical driving skill I have ever seen from someone not in a racing car. Like, transport truck drivers going through your little pylon courses can eat their hearts out. Those bus drivers took those public buses down roads that seemed both too small for the bus to fit just on its own, but also they took the corners to get on those little streets so tight. They weren't sweating because they do that route every day, all day, but I certainly was at some points. So, yeah, those are the silly things that I noticed and liked about Japan. I'll make another video about more of the cool stuff that's only in Japan, but I thought it'd be fun to talk about more of the mundane, everyday, because even if you're only traveling somewhere for a while, those things can add up and affect your time, and it affected mine in a really great way. So I wanted to highlight them and give a big thumbs up to Japanese transportation and bathrooms. I'm not very good at outros, but thank you for watching. My content is pretty scattered, but hopefully entertaining enough that you might consider watching another one someday. If that's the case, please like and subscribe to the channel, and if you somehow liked this video, like, a lot, you can find a link to my Ko-fi in the description below. Okay, thanks, bye!